with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Allen. Thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the Erie News NOWCAST. With COVID-19 still sweeping across our region and hospitalizations rising, local hospitals are feeling the strain. Leaders from UPMC Hammett, AHN St. Vincent, and Meadville Medical Center say their staffs are frustrated and stretched thin. Now, although finding enough space isn't easy for all the hospitals, they say the much bigger issue is finding nurses to staff those beds. Right now, about a third of St. Vincent's staff is traveling nurses hired to help fight the surge. And as the staffing shortage hits more and more hospitals, it's leading to bigger problems. As when small hospitals like Meadville Medical Center get full of patients, it can't transfer them to bigger hospitals.
If we were to enter a bigger surge and really be stressed, I think we would recruit traveling nurses from other parts of the country. Because again, it's all about staffing beds. I mean, a hospital bed without a nurse is a hotel room. It's not a hospital bed.
The situation in Meadville is so bad, Meadville Medical Center is adding a trailer to its emergency room, trying to create more space to care for patients. And while Pfizer awaits the official go-ahead from government regulators, the drug maker is busy producing pediatric doses of its COVID-19 vaccine. The FDA approved its use in children aged 5 to 11 years old, but now the CDC must review the data and give its final stamp of approval. Meetings are scheduled for next week. If they get the green light, those doses, specially marked with orange lids so they won't get confused with adult doses, will be ready to ship across the country. The Biden administration has previously said it bought 65 million pediatric doses of the vaccine. And Erie News Now has election coverage you can count on, and candidates across the region are racing to earn your vote for next week. In Crawford County, 2 businesswomen are seeking the nomination for City of Meadville mayor, but only one of those candidates is officially on the ballot. Democrat Jamie Kinder and write-in candidate Marcy Kantz are hoping to make history by becoming the first female mayor of Meadville. As co-owner of Evolution Printing Services, Kinder secured the Democratic nomination by defeating incumbent Mayor Leroy Stearns in the May primary. Kinder says her top priority, if elected, is to take a hands-on approach towards addressing Meadville's issues. Meanwhile, Kantz is the co-owner of Keystone Strength and Keystone Kids. She decided to run as a write-in candidate in July to offer Meadville residents another choice. Her top priority is to balance Meadville's budget while avoiding another deficit.
We've been running on a deficit, and I'd like to work with City Council to examine new ways to create revenue and also increase city operations, efficiencies in city operations in order, and we can do that by better utilizing our GIS system.
Everyone here in Meadville, you deserve a voice. You deserve to be listened to. You deserve to be a part of your community. You are a valuable part of the community, and I want you to get out. I want you to get out on November 2nd. I want you to vote.
And make sure to turn into Erie News Now on election night, November 2nd, for complete coverage of all the local races. We'll have teams in the studio and out in the field, and we'll be live with the candidates at polling places and with political experts explaining all you need to know as local races are decided. It's election coverage you can count on starting Tuesday night at 5 o'clock on Erie News Now. And as voters are making their decisions, a commission is working on who will be representing Pennsylvanians in the future. Today, the statewide redistricting commission held a listening session at Penn State Barron. The commission is in charge of drawing the state's political districts after every census. Now that's a big deal because this commission is deciding how the state will be represented. Today's listening session was one of several being held statewide with the goal of getting feedback on how to draw the lines. The decisions made through the redistricting process will affect every person and community in Pennsylvania for the next decade. And SafeNet is raising awareness for domestic violence victims all October long. Leaders with the organization say they're experiencing higher call volumes for domestic violence. Our Keelan Berrien takes a closer look.
During the pandemic, many people were quarantining with loved ones in their homes, which led to a rise in domestic violence. Robin Young, Director of Counseling Services at SafeNet, an organization that helps victims of domestic violence, has been taking more calls.
Maybe their partners have gone back to work and now they can actually call us and be able to talk about their situation, or they've gone back to work and now they have an opportunity to call us and talk about it.
Young goes on to say almost 20 people per minute are physically abused by their partners in the United States. SafeNet assists up to 2,000 cases a year for cases like jealousy.
And all of a sudden you're not allowed to spend time with your friends anymore. But you don't realize it in the beginning because they say things like, I just want to spend time with you.
And all around Erie, you will see these red cutouts. At first, they were called red ladies, but now they're being called silent witness. Robin Young told me they want to become more gender neutral with these cutouts because more men are starting to tell their stories.
When you're a man and you have a partner who makes you feel afraid, what are you going to do to get out so that it doesn't look like you?
If you are a victim or need help, call the SafeNet organization. Keelan Berrien, Erie News Now.
And if you are in crisis, you can call the number you see at the bottom of your screen right now for SafeNet's help. They offer emergency shelters and many different kinds of resources. The hotline is 814-454-8161. And changing gears here, exciting times. Halloween is only a few days away, but you can start getting in the spirit right now as the Erie Horror Fest kicks off in its return to downtown Erie. Or as festival organizers put it, they're coming back from the dead. It's 4 days of scary fun, all put together by the Film Society of Northwestern Pennsylvania. Now they'll screen a bunch of scary movies and have events featuring horror movie actors and crew members. Now it started at 5 o'clock tonight and they're close to wrapping up the first day now, but the Erie Horror Fest continues throughout this weekend into Saturday. And we thank you for joining us for this edition of the Erie News Nowcast. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW and 11 p.m. on WICU and WSEE. Have a great night.